He's back with a brand new single. Sammy Kershaw joins us on the Music Universe podcast. Oh, Matt, you hanging in there with this quarantine?
I'm enjoying it. You know, it's beautiful out today. We both had two great interviews today that are going to get parsed out into three between all of us. One for me, one for you, both together, that are going to get parsed out over time. I like taking this time. It feels the most sort of professionalized and formalized that I've ever had for podcasting. That I know at this time I'm doing this one, then I'm doing this one, then I'm turning my attention to working on the files, whatever. It keeps the days busy, and sometimes I'll wake up at 6:45 because my day job hours are 7 to 3, and I won't get out of this room, so to speak, until about 7, 8 o'clock at night. So
Yep, it happens. I've been getting a little more confused than usual with the interviews because we've had so many and they're typically back to back. And then the quarantine's getting to me because I'm sending pitches to publicists with misinformation. It's really just crazy, man.
well, you made good, and it looks like you well, at least you make an impression. That's all that matters, I guess.
It's gonna happen. I mean, you're dealing with a bunch of different people and everyone's in quarantine for the most part, and I haven't been out of the house in 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's rare, even when you're on at stay-at-home orders, usually groceries or something like that, but I haven't left. So it's like, okay, after that it's time to step out a minute, grab some lunch or something and get back at it. But our guest this time, super excited about. He's a 90s hit maker, had a ton of great hits. He's back with a very powerful new single. It's called My Friend Fred. His name's Sammy Kershaw. Just a monstrous song. I don't know if you've heard it yet, but brought tears to my eyes, and unfortunately I can relate to it. Very touching single. The video is even more powerful, and I watched it right before I chatted with him. Short interview. We just had about 10 to 12 minutes to chat. Great information about the song and some upcoming plans that we'll discuss after the interview. Sammy Kershaw, welcome to the Music Universe podcast. How are you doing during isolation?
I'm doing good, man. Not bad at all. Hell, I'm getting close to 60 days now.
Wow. Yeah, I think we are too here in California. Have you been staying
Well,
busy?
yeah, well, this was a self quarantine thing after my last shows. The first week of March, I had a hectic 6 days, and we were around a whole lot of people and a lot of meet and greets and airplanes and all kind of things. And so when I was flying back into Lafayette, Louisiana, I I got into the airport in Atlanta, and I called my wife and I said that when I get home, I'm gonna self quarantine to make sure that I didn't end up getting in contact with anybody in that whole week of all those people. And if we make it to 15 days, then we know we'll be all right. We'll just stay behind that black fence and we'll be good.
Yeah.
So we haven't left since.
Well, I bet it's beautiful down there, isn't it?
Yeah, we beautiful weather. We've had here. We've had a couple of storms in the last 4 or 5 weeks, but it hasn't, it hasn't been too bad. Not here on the Gulf of Mexico, a little bit further north, Louisiana, they've had a few tornadoes and Mississippi, but we've done pretty good here down in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Well, good. Glad you're safe. And I know you just had a newborn daughter late last year, so congratulations on that. And want to talk about your brand new single, My Friend Fred.
Yeah.
Tell us about the inspiration and the heartfelt video that was just released.
Well, my friend Fred, I heard it for the first time almost 2 years ago. When I record the music in Nashville, and then I take my masters and I go down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and that's where I do my vocals. And also my co-producer, and he's a songwriter, and him and another guy, another friend, Ed Hill, wrote this song. They played it for me that day, you know. And I said, y'all need to give me that song, man. I love that song. Let me cut it. They said, well, it's already on hold, you know. And once somebody puts a song on hold, it's just common courtesy that nobody else can cut it, you know.
Right.
And I mean, it used to be that way. It's not a whole lot that way anymore. I don't think so. I don't think anyway. But anyway, it took me over a year and a half to get the song, and uh, I kept asking every time I'd see him because you know I love the song so much. I could relate to it so much, and then finally. Um, I don't know, 3 months ago, I called Billy up one day and I said, Billy, you need to email me that song, Fred. I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear it again. I just want a copy for myself. I won't play it for anybody or anything like that. And he said, okay. And he did. And I waited a couple of days and I called him up and I said, Billy, y'all just need to let me cut that song. And I mean, I stayed on him now for a year and a half. And then finally I hit him that day and I said, y'all need to let me cut that song. He said, well, he said, you know, it's on hold up in Nashville by, I'll go ahead and cut it, he said. And so we cut it the next day. And the day after that, I went in, did the vocals, and we were done. We had a record.
No, it's a beautiful song, and I don't know of a better voice that could have done it, justice like you. It's
Thank you.
the video is just heart wrenching too, because unfortunately I can relate to. I lost my brother a few years ago to that, so just watching that video is like all teary eyed and stuff. It's just super emotional.
Oh, it's a true story. You know, Ed and Billy wrote it about a guy they know. And like I said, it's a true story. But you know, it aims mostly towards meth on this one, but it's all kind of addiction. You know, all the
Hmm.
different drug addictions we have, and alcohol. I've been through both of them when I was a teenager, and I quit all the alcohol and the drugs back when you know over 35 years ago. Just put them down one morning, and then you know even nicotine cigarettes. You know, I had smoked since I was 8 years old. Man, I was an 8-year-old kid smoking,
Wow.
and I put those down in 2011, and I just gave them up. But you know, I've been blessed by God, man, and I've been lucky. I've been able to just give up those things and not have any kind of withdrawals or anything. But you know, there's a lot of people that are not that blessed, man, and it's something they fight their whole life, and it's a fight, and I feel bad for them, and hopefully this song will help a few people. You know, I think we just gotta, you know, we kind of tend to shy away from those people and think that they're not worth much, but you know that's not necessarily true, and I think we should show them a little bit more. Um, you know that their life is worth something, and you know it's worth not just to them, but to friends and families of them folks, and it's just you know we just need to try to help them a little bit more because you know I hear a lot of time my whole life I always heard well you know he ain't gonna stop until he's ready to stop, you know, all that stuff, and I don't necessarily believe that. I believe God puts people in our lives for a reason. And man, look, you could be sitting somewhere and total stranger, say hello and and maybe get to talking for 3 or 4 minutes, and they might say something that clicks in your head and just makes you give up. You know, one of those addictions. You never know. You just never know.
Absolutely, and you make a lot of valid points there, and I wish everybody had that same outlook. But also, it's a not really a taboo subject, but not many songs are written about it in country
No,
music.
no, oh no, 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 no. Um, you know, look, I'm not scared, man. You know, I record songs. You know, if I haven't lived them, I won't cut them.
Hmm.
And so if there's a song that comes to me and I think it's a hit, um, if I've lived it, I don't care what the subject matter is. If I've lived it, I'll cut it. If I haven't lived it, I'll send it to somebody else because I only sing about things that I've lived, and that's the only way I think I can get them across uh, to the folks who listen to my music.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I love about country music is most artists live what they sing or write, and it's just a great community there.
Yeah, man, it really is.
And I know you're working on an autobiography. Is that still
Yep.
slated for this year or early next?
Well, we're going to really try for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Um, now that this virus has hit everybody, we can work more. I can get pinned down a little bit more. So every day I've been calling the guy writing the book with me over in Nashville. I'll sit in the yard for about hour and a half every day. We get on the phone, and man, we've got a lot done in the last couple of months. So we're getting pretty close now, man.
Well, that's going to be a great story. Looking forward to that.
Good, man. Yeah, yeah. It'd be a lot of surprises in it.
Oh, wow. Awesome. That's the beauty of writing too is you get to kind of not necessarily relive them, but get to, re kind of uncover things that you might not have thought about sharing before.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is this song going to possibly be on a follow up to your last album? Are you working on any new music besides this?
Yeah, well, I have a new actually I have two new albums in the studio that I got to try to get a chance to get in there and sing them. All the music's cut. One of them is a new country album, and the other one is a new gospel record.
Oh,
Hell, they've been recorded for a while now. I just haven't been. We've been so busy the last couple of years, and I haven't been able to get in there to finish them up. Uh, but I made time to get in there and at least get Fred finished and get it out because it was something that needed to be out there. And then, of course, this old virus hit right at the same time.
yeah, yeah, totally. Well, Sammy, glad that you've got new music out and in the works. Looking forward to that autobiography, and hopefully we can get back to normal. You can get back on the road, and we can see you out there.
Yeah, man. Hopefully so. We're gonna give it our best shot. As soon as we can get back out there. Everybody's itching to get back out. We're just kind of taking it a week at a time. And see where we're at. We've missed a lot of shows already. A lot of shows have been canceled, and some of them have been moved to later dates. Even some of them that were moved to later dates have already been moved again to another later date.
Yeah.
So it's just something that we've never had to mess with. In my lifetime anyway. I never thought I'd see the whole world shut down at the same time. I mean, I saw America shut down on 9/11, but never in my wildest dreams thought that I would see the whole world just shut down over something like this. And it's it's just something we got to go through. And I know some people, somebody a couple of times I've seen somebody on Twitter say, "I can't believe y'all have given up your rights so easy."
Hmm.
And because they're asking us to stay in and things like that, to try to get
Right.
rid of this virus. But I don't look at it that way. I didn't give up my rights. I'm not giving up my rights by staying in the house. What I'm doing is giving up the chance for a virus that may just well kill me.
Right. Right.
That's what I'm giving up, man. And so, to each his own, I guess. But my choice is to stay behind this black fence and be around for a long time and take care of my little family.
Oh, absolutely, and glad that music is universal and timeless, and that it's out there. And look forward to everything you've got working on. And you and your family stay safe.
Thank you, buddy.
Matt, if you have not heard the song, you've watched the video.
I will. I
Watch the
will. I'll
video.
watch the video. Another song that came out today that we're recording this, probably that it won't air, but 6 Feet Apart. Luke
Oh,
Combs
yes.
dropped the fully produced
Oh, yeah.
single, and that's emotion. I didn't cry, but like I felt it throughout my whole body. I'm like, yeah, we're in it right now. Who knows how long this thing goes, but oh my god, and it's so timely. We did an interview with I forget who we were on with. That she said they said, oh yeah, it was Stephanie Quayle. She said music sounds different, and we talked about. I said, yeah, this 6 Feet Apart kind of thing is for the moment, kind of like Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue was for the moment for 9/11. So I just, this seems to be a time where people are releasing really, really poignant stuff. And then you get Big and Rich who's releasing Stay Home that's about toilet paper.
That's funny, though.
It's
That's great.
it's great.
And hey,
It's a
that's
great angle.
That's going to be a timeless song too. But I'll say it time and time again. I don't care who you are or what time frame you're in. These songs will still be timeless because of just this is something we're all going to remember. And as Sammy even said, he isolated himself because of just the heavy touring he had done right before all these stay-at-home orders. And then, they had released the song actually back in January. So it's just kind of taken some time for it to kind of get some notoriety here. But, it's a very, very universal thing, music. And super excited, too, that if you heard towards the end of that interview there, that Sammy's actually got 2 albums in the works he just needs to cut vocals for. And an autobiography, so...
Well, speaking of touring, that'll be great. But speaking of touring, you have some sad news out of Las Vegas, out of Reba Brooks and Dunn camp. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so, they've gone on, several years into their Vegas residency now, and April they had postponed the dates due to COVID-19. Now, just in, the June 10th through 20th performances are actually canceled. They're not postponed.
Mm-hmm.
They're canceled. Those that have purchased tickets will get a refund at the point of purchase, but allow up to 30 days. I mean, they're processing millions of refunds within this time period. They are planning, as of now, to return October 7th through 17th. Now, I was planning a June trip. That was going to be my first time in Vegas. So I was planning a June trip to see that because I've just, as busy as I've been, I haven't made it yet. And
it's a great show.
I know, a little disappointed, but we'll see. Hopefully I can make some stuff work for October, but I'm going to hold off and see what happens because I've got a feeling if things are going the way that they continue to go, those will likely be either postponed or canceled as well and push the residency into next year.
I think by then. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I did hear that this was possibly the last year they were doing it, so maybe things will change now. That this has happened. If that was what was supposed to happen.
Well, here's the thing, and you and I were talking a little bit about this before we started, and the thing about it is, number one, they are a set of dates. They're not a one-off show that can't be rescheduled because of venue availability. They're a set of dates that, let's say they don't have any shows in November. I don't know. I haven't looked. But let's say, because I know they don't do a residency every month. Let's say there's a month after June, say August, where they don't have a residency yet. They may move those there. That just may not be announced yet, and it could be feasible that those set of dates could be made up, and people would just have to rebuy their tickets. The thing about October, and this is where I get really distressed, because I would hope by that time, and I've been watching stuff about how Vegas is going to reopen. We did that whole midweek episode about Vegas as kind of the microcosm for how the rest of the country should behave. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping by August we will have ingrained social distancing situations worked out for the protection of concert goers and gatherings and whatever. I'm hoping we will have that worked out, that instead of postponing the dates, it'll just be modified in some way to accommodate the health guidance. Not that the health guidance will be stay the hell home. Right. So that's what I'm hoping for October.
Well, it would be nice, but I do know that I have heard like Disneyland, Universal Studios, and all of them are talking about opening up in phases too, where only 50% 50% capacity at this point, and then 75 by this point, and then full blown. But another tour, some news that just came in after that. In fact, I was actually working on the one I'm about to say when the Reba one came through, and I posted that one first. The Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett Stadium Tour is supposed to be the biggest rock tour of the summer, and of course that's facing a fate that we don't know yet. And the Crue have been kind of blasted on Twitter about you guys need to cancel. What's going on? Bon Jovi did it, do the right thing, this and that. They sent a statement out today saying that, they want to reach out to all the amazing fans. They're hard at work preparing an amazing show. However, obviously, during an unprecedented time like this, being thoughtful and responsible in health is the number one priority. So they are weighing all options at this point and are waiting further direction from the powers that be, and hope to make an official update on the fate of that tour by June 1st, outlining exactly how they're going to proceed. So, not sure yet, but it obviously the future of that looms based on social distancing laws and all that. But 31 shows have been announced, with 25 of them selling out. 1 million tickets had already been sold, actually more than that. And they moved the kickoff twice to accommodate fan demand. So hopefully, that will go on as planned too. But that's supposed to kick off, like I said, June 18th. So we're all in the helms here, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Well, until further notice, am I right?
Exactly. Till further notice, keep your plans and kind of go with it.
All right. Well, you heard it here. For the Music Universe podcast, I'm Matt.
And I'm Buddy. Thanks for listening, and keep checking out themusicuniverse.com for the latest news.